What's up, everybody? No intro music today, but I will let y'all know that y'all will be hearing this video straight from Mr. Legendary. All right, so today, as you've already read in the title, we will be talking about how I managed to win. I lost the battle against the child support system, but I won the war against my son, mother, and also the child support system. This video is going to be primarily targeted for my men who have, if you've ever had your child's mother tell you, hey, I get it, you packed, you ready to come get him this weekend, but we don't feel like it this weekend. You pissed me off yesterday, so you can't see your kid for another 2 weeks. Try again in 3 weeks. If you've ever had your kid and the mom calls you halfway through, let's say you're supposed to be getting the kid for the weekend, you go pick the kid up Friday, Saturday you post you, your daughter, your new girl, y'all kicking it, y'all at Six Flags. 2 hours later you get that call. Bring my baby home right now, or I'm calling the police and saying you kidnapped her. If you've ever had your kid, had your son over the summer, 3 months, and during those 3 months, you were obligated to still pay child support to your kid's mother, this is the video for you. I'm finally doing it. I'm finally broadcasting my man, and I'm finally going to help us. We going to succeed as long as we stick together and as long as we keep fighting. Now, I will let y'all know, I'm not going to go through detail for detail on exactly how I did it. If you want to know detail for detail how I did it or how I can help you, contact me. I will leave all of my contact info right down below. You can reach out to me. I will do private consultations as I've been doing with my life coaching. I will do private consultations on how to help men. I don't want to say beat, because this process is so difficult and so technical that I don't want to give any guarantees that your situation will end up the same way as mine. But what I will do is promise you that we will fight and we will do everything within the legal system to make sure that there is equality and there is justice for every situation, because every situation is different and every situation needs to be looked at different and every situation needs to be brought to court different. So, I want to start off by holding up this right here, this packet that I've kept since 2011. This is my gold. This is my bread and butter. This here is my documents from court order in the matter of Larry Carruthers Jr. That's what this is right here. So I don't know if I should get into what's my verdict. Let's get into my verdict first. So my verdict for child support, I applied for full custody of my son. Why did you apply for full custody? His son was going with mother. We'll get into that shortly. I applied for full custody. My verdict was that I lost my case. They said that I didn't prove enough to show that my son needs to be taken from custody. The custody needs to be switched over from the mom to the father. But what I did accomplish, because they told this really disappointed me for the way they word everything in these court documents. They worded and said you lost, basically, and they said that you didn't prove your case. I'm like, okay, so what did I do all this for? What did I do all this fighting for? And then basically in the subcontext of our court order document signed by Judge O'Malley, shout out to him, he said that we have shared custody, meaning split down the middle. I get my son for 6 months. She gets our son for 6 months. It's broken down a little bit more in in the context, we literally had it to where it was like the mom gets them Monday, Tuesday, then dad gets them Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then mom gets them Saturday, Sunday, then we rotate. Then I get them Monday, Tuesday, mom gets them Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then I get them Saturday, Sunday. And we literally had it split down the middle entire year. Of course, everybody's not going to like that. It is a hassle for both of us. We've switched that. But again, this is where we get into the private consultation where I'll tell people one-on-one, because I don't want this video to be 2 hours long of me explaining all the details, everything that happened. But I want to share custody, not primary sole custody. Also, I am obligated to pay 0.0000000 dollars forever in child support. Just in case, let me make sure, because people be wanting you to pull up their receipt. And this is what I mean by you gotta read. It's not just one paper. It's not just gonna show that on the front. There goes my paper. This is my bread and butter right here. This is my bread and butter. So I'll make sure I put it up to the camera so everybody can see. There it is. There's the bread and butter. 0.00 per month. And that was the main thing I wanted everybody to see. I got the receipts. I actually won my case. How did I win my case? That's where we're going to have to start doing the consultations. And you need to speak to me one-on-one. I will go over a little bit. But I want to share custody. I pay $0 in child support. But I'm not completely free from child support, because you'll never be completely free. I need to understand that. There's still obligations, because the government still provides health insurance. As long as the government is still providing health insurance or food stamps to your son's mother, especially here in Cleveland. I can't speak to other laws. If you're outside of Cleveland, Ohio, we can discuss and start looking into your laws for your specific state. But as for Cleveland, Ohio, as long as your child's mother still gets any type of government assistance, they're still going to want you to pay something, because the government basically feels like they're paying for your child, and as a father, they want you to have to pay that money back to them in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I know. I get it. I don't want to get too far off topic, but I find it really disturbing that we can have a system that will say, listen, we're going to give shared custody of this child to equal rights to both parents. You get them this much, you get this much. Y'all both are completely, y'all both have all responsibility as the same entity. Meaning, you can, if he can do it, she can do it. We can literally all have equal power. But we need some money back because we provide that insurance. Fine. So that means she should pay and I should pay? No. You as the father should pay. What? So I have in my obligation, as long as my son receives government health insurance, I'm obligated to pay $80 a month, meaning $40 every 2 weeks. That, compared to what I was paying, is a dub. That is a super W. I have absolutely no problem paying that. They also put it in there, which was very fair, that if I were to put my son on different type of insurance, if I got insurance through my own job, that I wouldn't be obligated for nothing. Of course, we all know how those job insurances are. You got co-pays. You got a lot of stuff going on with medical. So as long as he's on government insurance, I pay $80 a month. I have absolutely no problem with that. Take the $80 every month. Let's keep it moving. What else did I get? Oh, there was a couple little kinks I also got. I'm able to file my son. We split the filing. She filing this year. I filing this year, which is another. It's completely awesome. And this is why in my title down below, I said I lost the battle, but I won the war. I didn't win what I came here for, which was complete and utter custody and just take control of everything. But I won all of the factors and the things that I wanted to come from this. By this time, if you're still watching, I want you to go ahead and hit that like button for me and subscribe to my channel. Please go ahead and do that. I'm going to give y'all a second. And I'll tell y'all why I did this and what brought me to this point. I had a job about 5 years ago. Was making a shit ton of money. Most money I've ever made in my life. And when I got to this job, I was already on child support. I dealt with all the questions that I told you up above. I had a son's mother who would literally, my son would do something. He's a boy. He would do something. I don't even matter what he did. His punishment for whatever he did was to not be allowed to come see me. There would literally be times where I'd be like, okay, I wanted to pick him up for his birthday. I wanted to pick up for my birthday. I want to pick up for Father's Day. Well, he got into an argument with his little brother, so he's gonna be on punishment for 2 weeks, and he's not allowed to come to your house because over your house he always having fun. It got to this point because I was a weekend dad. I was to the point where I could only get him on the weekends. So when I am able to see him, I want to pack that time with fun. I want to pack that time with interacting and doing things. And in that process, his mom would see us doing things on the weekends once I got my money right. Once I became a man, she would see us doing things and say, all you do is do fun stuff on the weekend, but you're not doing the hard stuff on the weekdays. I said, well, allow me to get on weekdays. She didn't want to do that. She said, no, I'm not doing that. You got school, blah, blah, blah on the schedule. Fine. Well, if you're going to make me a weekend dad, you have to deal with the fact that I'm going to do weekend things. If I'm only able to see him 2 out of 7 days, then those 2 days I need to pack with as much stuff as I can. Also letting my son know that I'm not a deadbeat and I'm here and we can still have fun and do stuff at your dad's house, especially if you're being a jackass Monday through Friday. So it got to the point where his punishment was to not come see me. And for 11 years, I dealt with this. For 11 years, I let her run stuff. I let her continue to tell me, you can't get him here. It was a time where I didn't see my son for about 4 months because, it was 2 different times. One time, she sent him to Alabama with her parents without any type of consent from me. They were supposed to be my summer to get him. She sent them with them for the summer, and I was just out. Just done. Nothing I could do. You would think that would be the straw that broke the camel's back. No, I did it during this time. I'm building myself as a man. I took that time to get my money right, get myself right. And you have to understand that going through this process, there's going to be a lot of times where you're going to have to not interact with your child. And it was tough. It was tough going months without speaking to him, knowing if he okay, being able to call me and just say what's up. It was tough. But at the end of the day, I had to continue to tell myself that there's going to be a day where I'm going to be able to sit down across on the table from my son. And if you have daughters, across the table from your daughter or sons, and just tell them, this is how it happened. I wanted to. I couldn't. And you shouldn't feel ashamed about having to do it. It's life. We don't get to control a lot of things with these mothers. We literally, when a child is born, again, here in Cleveland, Ohio, when a child is born here in Cleveland, Ohio, when a child is born to an unmarried couple, because there's different rules for marriage and unmarried. When a child is born to an unmarried couple, the man has absolutely, positively no rights whatsoever. You have to go pay to apply just to even get a right for your own child. It does not matter if you're already on child support. It does not matter if you didn't pay $10,000 in child support fees. None of that matters. You have absolutely no rights. And these are the type of things that I want to help fathers understand. And I want to help fathers get over and be able to get these things that they want for their kids. So where was I in this story? Okay, so you would think that all of this stuff was why I decided to go fight this case. That's not why I went and fought it. When I was working the job where I had the most money in my life, child support contacted me. I was already on child support. They were taking about, I can't remember. I think it was like it was either 100 every month, like one something every month, or one something every 2 weeks. I might have been closer to one something every 2 weeks. It didn't bother me. They ended up finding out. They said, hey, you're making a lot of money here. I have one son, Larry Carruthers Jr. They said, hey, We see how much money you make. We need to up that. I'm not fully clear if my son's mother contacted them or if they just went and looked into my financials on their own. But they said we need to go up. And it went all the way up to me paying $630 a month in child support. There may be some rich dudes out here watching this and saying, oh my God, I want to say I was making about 50 something thousand a year. And they said, hey, we need to go up. We need to take $315 every 2 weeks, which at that point, me being a single father, me making a lot of money, me still not having custody of my son, just still being a weekend dad, take it. I'm making enough money. I'm good. The problem came, and you think at this point still, like, dude, they just went up on your child support for nothing. They're taking $630 a month for one kid. And if you make a lot of money, I get it. That's not a lot to you. To me, that was still a lot at that point. I was doing piecework, so I don't know how much I was going to pay for hour. The problem came after I left that job. I ended up downgrading my job because that was a warehouse. It was dirty. It was filthy. I wanted to do something fun. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go sit at a desk. I started working at Progressive. I started making significantly less money than what I was making there. But I wanted to try something different. And I think during that time period, child support didn't contact me this time. It's funny. They contacted me when my money went up. My money went down. Shush. So we got into an argument. Me and my son's mother. He ended up coming to stay with me. Again, if you want to know more, contact me and we'll talk about exactly, because all of this stuff played into stuff that I brought to court, stuff that I was able to present in court, things that mattered to the judge and to my son's lawyer, because the judge appointed my son a lawyer. Things that mattered to him were things that happened during this time period. We got into an argument. My son started staying with me, and I'm like, wait a minute. At this point, it was like 3 to 4 months of him staying with me. I'm like, so my son living with me. I'm making less money. I have full custody of my son now. So now it's me and a child living off of my salary. But y'all also taking $630 a month and giving it to his mom over there. But me and my son over here. And I'm like, this is not fair. What can I do? I said, I need to establish my rights. I need to go down to the court, figure out what I can do. I went down to our municipal court system, whatever. I'm like, hey, I need to do something. What can you do? They said, well, you need to file for your rights. Boom. File for the full custody. Where do I want to go with this? I filed for full custody. And then the rest is, as I stated in the beginning of this video, I ended up beating child support. I ended up getting shared custody of my son. I ended up getting all the same rights. I can go to doctors. She can no longer keep him from me. She is not allowed to speak about me in front of my son, regardless of who she's speaking with. I stated that in court, and we have that in a court-ordered document. This thing, you got to make sure when you go to these courts that you specifically state what you got going on, what's your problems, things that you specifically want to see change. Just saying I just want custody of my child is not enough. You got to make sure you go into detail and state facts. What else do I want to say in this video? Because I don't want to give away too much. One thing I really don't want anybody to do is watch this video and say, okay, Larry said that, he did this, so I'm going to go do that too. Everything I did was specifically related to what I had going on in my case. In no way, shape, form, or fashion do I want anybody to believe that you can do exactly what I did and end up with the exact same outcome I did. There was a lot of mitigating circumstances, a lot of different things that were happening and going on that led up to my outcome of paying $0 child support, just the $80 a month for insurance. Any question, comments, concerns, I need y'all to be patient and understand. I am a life coach and a relationship coach. I have a lot of other things going on. I will get to everybody in a timely manner, but feel free to use any of the resources below to contact me. I will leave my email. I'll leave my Instagram. You can DM me. I will leave, I want to put my phone number, not yet. Email me. You know what? I'll leave my business line on there. Feel free to shoot me a text on my business line, and we can talk about any specific cases. Just understand, I am going to ask for a lot of details. There's going to be questions that you may not feel comfortable answering, and I'm just going to say, if you don't want to tell me that, don't tell me if you feel like it. That's my balloon floating in the background. I don't panic. I don't want anybody getting scared or anything. If you don't want to give me details, that's fine. Don't feel obligated to do it. Don't tell me. But you need to understand that in order to get the best results, I'm going to need to come at you as if I'm the prosecution, because that's what I ended up ultimately having to do. I had to go sit in the courtroom where my son's mother sat on the side with the prosecution, and I sat on the side of the defense, and I had to defend myself against her and the actual prosecutor in order to establish my rights as my son's father, as I'm paying $630 a month for my son. I have to go argue why I should be able to get rights to my son. That is ridiculous. But that's why we now have this. We now have this community. We now have these people. We now have me, who's willing to help other men get the same outcome that I got. And feel free to contact me about it. I'm out.